My wife took my car today.
All right, so the other thing I was supposed to do earlier while driving the man's C8 Z06 was to come here to PetSmart to pick up the dog food I ordered, but I was having so much fun driving that I forgot to do half the things I was supposed to do. So now we're going into PetSmart to pick up the food for Maxie Poo. And then I'll show you how to fit it into the trunk of a C8. All right, so I got my dog food, and I think I dropped something. No, I did not drop something. I got it. Oh, you got it, okay. So I got the dog food. I'm carrying it out. And of course, people will think that there's something wrong because the female's carrying the food instead of the guy, but equal opportunity food carriers over here. All right, so the button is here. All right, and then we do this. And then we don't let this hit the side of the car and the back of the car. And put it in like a baby. You have to make those noises as I touch the wing, sorry. All right, so that should be good there. And then you went like this. You just held it and you like, nope. And then it'll close on its own. All done. And now we get in the car and we go home.
And she took it because she's got YouTube channels also, and she wanted to give a review, or at least I wanted her to give a review, whatever way she would give her a review of a car that she absolutely loves, but also knows not that much about. And so it's just interesting to see how she would describe certain things or omit certain things or just make up certain things. But I wonder if YouTube's algorithm will show it to you guys. I'm not going to tell you what it is or what channel it is. If you know, you can comment. But I'm just kind of curious how the algorithm works. I think that the algorithm bases video recommendations on what YouTube AI thinks you'll click on. And that's visual. And the video doesn't have the car in the thumbnail. So I think that YouTube would recommend her video to people who are likely to click on faces that look like hers. I think that's how it works sometimes. But regardless, she took it. She had a lot of fun. And I may grab some of her footage and share that with you guys later. But, I snapped a little quick video of her leaving. The car was dirty. I still need to wash it. But on camera, that joker still looked clean. So I'm like, it is what it is. Then it got real dark. It looked like it was going to rain. It's like, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Like now would have been the perfect time because it is 7:15. We still got enough sunlight or light left. And it's cool, shaded. But I just didn't feel like doing it. It's like I'm not feeling 100%. Hopefully tomorrow, maybe the next day, I'll be 100%. But just not feeling it. And I'm taking a break. Taking a little bit of a vacation. That vacation means I'll probably be spending more time with you guys here. So win-win, maybe. If you enjoy my videos, then win, But the car is amazing. It's just amazing. Somebody asked me when I first got it, what was the modifications? What was the list of modifications? And I said there's none, because it was also part of the reason why I bought it was because I didn't need to modify the car. If I got a Stingray, I had a long list of mods already ready to go to make it as rowdy as I could possibly make it and make it my own and just, enjoy the shit out of it. But I ended up getting a Z06. I ended up spending a considerable amount more than I was going to spend on the Stingray. And with that, I tried to justify it by saying I won't spend any more, which the caveat there was on modifications. Although I spent a hefty amount of money on PPF, but that to me doesn't seem like a modification. It seems more like an investment to protect my investment in theory, which it hit me today. And it's just like, I read a comment somewhere and somebody had mentioned, oh, I think it was on Horsepower Obsessed. And he had the Seawolf Gray Z06 and he was talking about getting PPF. And I think one of the comments said that they didn't like PPF because it dulls the paint finish. And PPF is not a monolith, okay? Not all PPF is created equally. And I think the PPF that I got from Ceramic Pro with the specific properties actually makes the finish pop more, especially considering how dirty the car is. And the last time I washed it was that cheap $12 spray wash that wasn't even a real wash the other day. So I had Ceramic Pro actually put together some videos of explaining what PPF I got. So I'll share that with you guys if you're interested in a future video. I don't really want to modify the car yet. The car, it's like I want to make sure the car's good. I want to make sure the car has no issues. I want to make sure the car maintains its warranty. I want to make sure that I can enjoy this to its fullest without headaches. When it's out of warranty, well, then that's another conversation and discussion for a different day. The modification list would probably include wheels, which the wheels that I found, and this is the strangest thing, because Horsepower Obsessed, he said he just sold his black C8 Z06 to buy us, and ended up, I don't know if he sold it to buy a Seawolf Gray, but he sold it and ended up buying a Seawolf Gray. And it's like, my list of modifications would include wheels. But the strange part about it is it would include almost the same wheels. And here's why. I'm trying to find the video. I saved it in my watch list. I think it was in my watch later list. But I'm going to see if I can find it and show it to you guys, because I found a wheel manufacturer and they offer wheels that literally look pretty much just like the wheels that are on the car, if not identical, minus the Corvette. May not say forged on it. Maybe it does say forged on it, but it's MRR wheels. And they had a wheel that pretty much looked just like the OEM wheel, which is what I would get. And it's like, wow, I'm buying wheels that look just like the stock wheels. Really, though, for the purpose of offset. I don't want to put spacers on the car. I don't want to put spacers on the car and have to shave the lug stems. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. That's not something I want to do. And so I would buy the same wheels that I love that came with the car in a different offset, so I wouldn't need spacers. And so there's that. And then I thought I wanted an exhaust, but I watched Jesse, and I'm going to butcher his last name, so Jesse with the orange C8 Z06 with the Lambo doors. And he put some Phoenix design cats on, or downpipes. I'm not really sure. I think they call them downpipes, but it's kind of like, it's not a turbocharged vehicle, so why are you calling them downpipes? Splitting hairs here. But after I heard those cats go on, I'm like, maybe I don't need an exhaust. Maybe I just need those damn cats. So those downpipes, whatever they are. And so there was that. So we got wheels. We got, you know, make the loud button louder with the exhaust system, depending on what that would be. I would want to lower it to get the ride height just dialed in, like perfectly flush and tucked. And odds are that would probably happen at Paragon. I'd probably go to Paragon. I'd probably take a road trip up there, let them do it. And, granted, I would reach out to Eurofed in Atlanta. I would reach out. Yeah, I'd reach out to Eurofed. And I may even reach out to Spartan LSX, because they did the work on my 5th gen. And they said they work on CH too. But either way, I would want a really good, reputable shop to do it. I'm not going to do it myself in the garage. Well, I take that back. The suspension, I'm not going to do. I want someone who's done the suspension so many times that they know they're going to get it right and they're not going to damage the front axle lift. That's what I want. And so we got wheels, we got exhaust, we got lowering, we've got I don't know about the intake. I don't know about the throttle bodies. I don't know about the solar pedal performance throttle thingamajiggy. I don't know about that. But as far as like the sound, the sound and the look, like as far as performance, I have no complaints with the performance of the car. I appreciate the car. And I actually considered, I looked at it before I bought it. I considered a F430 Scuderia because I wanted that because race car. But then I realized that they got so expensive that it was out of the question. Ironically, a black Scuderia passed me going west on 98 today. And, I'd love to catch up to that guy or girl and just talk about the car and really just do like a rev side by side to listen to the different V8s. But even if I had a Scuderia, it's like the performance of these cars, depending on what they are and the era and all these different aspects, it's about not so much like every single stat and time, but it's about me personally, the experience and the feeling and the emotion and the occasion of the drive. And the Z06 is crushing it for me. It's crazy. Unbelievable. Love it. And so, it's just like, that's what I would probably do. I'm not at all really interested in the ZR1. Like I said, the power's great. The performance is great. I thought I was going to miss turbos coming out of a turbocharged Porsche, but I don't. And I would it's one of those things where you just see it, even if it's parked. You don't know how fast it is. It looks good. It just looks good sitting there, tucked. Wheels are flush. And then you get a start. You get a cold start. You get a remote start or whatever. And that's it. Because honestly, like, my wife's like, she wants me to drive it fast, like all the time. And I'm just like, I'm cool at normal speeds. And hearing the different octaves of the engine and exhaust notes at different ranges without going crazy fast. And so it's just like, I like that.
Oh, and then no cops anywhere because it's better to be safe than sorry. We're just gonna double check. All right, let's, not a cop. Okay, here we go. All right, I got it to 80, which isn't that, come on brakes. I got it to 80, better than nothing. All right, now we have to turn. All right, and Walgreens.
I did watch a video the other day of somebody just hooning a freaking GT4 RS on some backcountry roads. And I will say, like, when we were in our 981, the intake was everything. The intake was everything. Now the exhaust, there was like a Soul exhaust, sounded amazing. But if I had to pick one and only one to enhance the sound, I'm a I'm probably gonna hit the intake because it was right by your ear, and it was just that's where it was. That's where it was at. Porsche owns that for sure. And then you add the PDK to it, and the sounds that it makes when it shifts, and it's just like, yeah, glorious. But regardless, if I modified the Z06 beyond the PPF, which I guess could be considered a mod because it makes the car look better. You guys, you see the video. What do you think? Do you think that the PPF makes the finish shine more? What do you think? Regardless, wheels, suspension, exhaust, we're probably looking at, with labor, I'd have to guess. I get new tires. If I had to guess, I would say like 15, 20 grand, right? Let's just make up numbers. 15, 20 grand, maybe. And then I realized that, despite the fact that I've decided to purchase a very impractical vehicle that costs a shitload of money, considering, but not when compared to other cars in its class, dare I say supercar, then it's not necessarily that much money relative to an MC20, a 750S, SF 296. I'm not really sure. Maybe a F8. I don't know which one you would really go after there, but you guys get the point, right? Huracan. This guy, he made a video on TikTok, I believe, and he said, I'm going to show you something about a Huracan SVR. And I'm like, did he misspeak on purpose?
Brez Scales just bought a $700,000 SVR Lamborghini Huracan, and this is exactly how he does it. I'm going to break down his entire fucking strategy. So we already know Brez is...
Is there a Huracan SVR that I don't know about? I think it's what they call a hook. And they hook you on inaccurate or misspeaking that triggers engagement. Yeah, got it. Cool story, bro. But this is why I like talking to you guys. I think at least that you guys get me. You understand me. We speak the same language, and I kind of know who's on the other side here. Part of why I'm taking a break and a vacation from my day job. But I got other shit I gotta pay for, which really hurts. Really hurts. We went to the dentist today, and yeah, I know my teeth aren't straight. But we didn't go for me today, and I've got a long list of work left to do and money to spend to get a perfect smile. I don't know if I'm ever going to do it, but they've already worked it up. But it's just like, who's to say my smile's not perfect? But my daughter got one wisdom tooth taken out today. It was like $1,500. Just one. Tomorrow my wife's going and she's getting work done, and that's going to be like $3,000 for half her one side, and then she's going to go back in a few weeks. It'll be another $3,000 for the other side. Yeah, and then and so on and so on and so on. And then she reads me an email quote from our landscaper, and I think we pay him $400 a month. Is what we pay him now. But he sent a quote for pine straw and mulch, and I didn't know it could be that damn expensive. $3,300 for pine straw and mulch, which we're technically in summer. He says he likes to do it spring and fall. So we would be in limbo here. So what he's saying, and he told me today, he goes, if you want to do it, because we moved in February, but we're literally still just kind of getting acclimated to the new house. And It's actually kind of funny because I watched an old video I made 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And at the beginning of the video, I mentioned something. I'll show you guys. Folks, this is alarming to say the least. Their plan has been exposed, and I don't even think they're really trying to cover it up or hide it anymore. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. My name is Kevin. Please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, help increase the reach so that more folks can gain access to this important information and, most importantly, the truth. Folks, links in the description if you want opportunities on building wealth, starting side hustles, building passive income streams, and protecting your assets through diversified portfolio techniques that I myself use every single day. Now, I want to share with you this recent update about Walmart closures in Albuquerque that will have, according to these headlines, huge impacts to lower income residents. And this Walmart is actually not far from the Walmart. I remember at the time people were telling me in the comments, and this is how comments go, right? Oh my God, look at you talking about money and investing in business and wealth and yada, 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 and you live in an apartment. And, you know, it's funny because it's like, I feel like the internet, you can't really tell people what you're going to do. You have to tell people what you've done or show them, maybe, depending on if you even fucking care. But I was like, holy shit, man, that's crazy. But I knew what I was working towards. And here we are, and it's like, yeah, it's irrelevant now. It's water under the bridge. The same people who were talking shit in the comments are probably the same people who are still stuck in the same shitty situation they were in to begin with back then, so it doesn't matter. There's no hope for them. They're doomed. Or maybe they're pleased. Maybe they're content. Maybe they don't know any better. They don't know what they're missing. They don't know what they don't know. But, it was just funny to come across that and see that. And so we moved in February, and we're just kind of getting acclimated. I showed you guys a few things. We built this little backyard oasis, and we got some furniture. We got some stuff done in the house. We bought, we moved in. We bought a new refrigerator, bought a new washer and dryer. We bought my kid a new bedroom, everything. We actually ordered custom cabinets or custom wardrobes that will be maybe delivered this weekend. That was a lot of damn money. Jesus. So anyway, we just been kind of getting in the groove. My wife, she put a new palm tree in the front yard. Like, we haven't really had a strategy, but we've been doing things, and it's not necessarily an order. It's just kind of like depending on what we want or need at the time. So she set her sights on pine straw and mulch, and we should probably wait until fall or push it off until spring. But really and truly, we probably should have did it in March, April after we moved in. But here we are in August, and now we're just now thinking about it. But that shit was $3,300. And it's crazy. It's expensive. It is expensive. A pool is expensive, which I wish we had a screen over it, which at first I would have been like, no, I don't want a screen over my pool. But if you are going to get a pool and you have trees, put a screen over it or get rid of the trees. One or the other. If you have a pool, make sure you have a ton of skimmers, sufficient jet flow, because maintaining the pool and cleaning the pool and all that shit is the worst part about this pool. We've been in this pool like 5 times since we moved in. We've been in the hot tub like 5 times, but we have not used this body of water, but we spend hundreds of dollars every month just to keep it from getting fucked up. Because if you let it get fucked up, then it costs even more money. So there's that. So I'm bitching, I'm complaining, I'm ranting. I'm really just telling you guys the truth. But the truth is, or whatever. Very happy, very grateful. I'm not like that. But what I'm saying is I have to really seriously consider either doing it myself, which would mean multiple trips to Home Depot or wherever, and the manual labor and all that, which not gonna happen. Okay, not gonna do it. I'm not afraid of the work. I'm just not gonna do it. And I'm getting old. Been down that road before. And it's like, the amount of time that I would spend to do that, is it worth it if I could use that time to do something else that would outweigh the cost? You see what I'm saying? But for that money, I'm like, yo, I could probably get some mods on the car. I could probably get some mods on the car, but I can't because I need to do pine straw and bark nuggets and pressure wash and probably get some paint on his house. His house is 7 years old. It needs some paint. Oh man, there was something else that we were looking at. She wants some new trees over. Like, the shit adds up. It adds up. It adds up. It adds up. It's crazy. So, priorities, I guess. I'm an old man sitting in my backyard, and I have to prioritize my responsibilities over putting new wheels and exhaust and lowering my C8 Z06. See you guys later.